just got a little bracelet thing they were giving away at a church, and it says that on it. So I just put it on a few minutes before you called. So maybe this is a message for you. It says it's Philippians 4:6. Pray about everything, worry about nothing.
Yeah. Maybe. Anything new happening with you?
Well, I don't know about that. I just go all different places, and there's something going on this evening. I guess there's a festival on the third Thursday. It just happened. I missed it. I went to the last one, so I missed this one. I didn't even realize it was going on. And then I think they had a Juneteenth thing going on too downtown. So these are two things the last 2 days. I normally go to everything, and I didn't go. So I don't know. But I think someone was using witchcraft on me, and this is what I wrote down. On Thursday, I woke up and my wrist was sore all day, and I could hardly get dressed. And then today I looked on Facebook, and then I looked at a little calendar I got, and I realized I just missed the third Thursday. I go online to look, and they had where if you made this they had a basketball hoop set up, and if you made the shot, you could win $1,000. And this was on Thursday. I woke up on Thursday with this sore wrist, so I think they were using witchcraft so I wouldn't get $1,000. I mean, what's the odds of making it? But still, maybe. But then I wouldn't have been able to shoot because my wrist was too sore that day. This is the type of stuff they do.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Someone else can get the $1,000.
Yeah. So what do you have planned for today?
Well, there is this thing advertised like a free lunch, and it turned out to be a mission. But they just had pork, and then the bags of treats, almost all of them had Pop-Tarts, which have pork in them. So then I had to tell them about pork, but I got a couple things. You would be so surprised. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you what goes on in these churches, because I actually posted what I found out, and I got banned because they thought it was a conspiracy theory. I got banned from a conspiracy theory site because it was a conspiracy theory.
Wow. Oh.
To get you something this year, but next year I should be rich next year, so that I'll get you something then. I'll get you a better thing.
It's not important what people get me. That's not important. No.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's what I was. I don't know how old I am half the time.
Oh, excuse me. You know what? Till your adulthood, but then we were designed to live 1,000 years, and we could possibly live forever. That was the way humans were made. And I am just looking, and almost everybody is using witchcraft. They do curses, they do aging spells on people,
and the people that are sinning are growing old. But the people that, like, the wages of sin are death. But if you don't sin, and also God will heal the land once, what was it? Once you, I just had that verse. Well, anyways, once you follow the law, then God will heal the land. And the law is not that hard. But this is the main thing that everyone is breaking is pork. Everyone is eating pork. And this is horrible. When people eat this, it makes them grumpy, angry. It makes them fat and unhealthy. And they're getting all these health problems. And it's because of the spirits they get eating this food. Or it's not food. And so it's time to heal the land and restore everything. But we can't have health restoration until people stop eating pork. And there's always going to be groups of Satanists that do stuff. But generally, every place you go, and all the candies, they put pork in it. And so I had to tell him about this, but most people don't accept it, and they do it on purpose. But I just noticed, like, the people that eat this, their health is real bad. And then maybe this is something, like, to just think about. Because I just realized I showed up. I looked, pretty fit and healthy, and the people that were eating the pork were not.
Yeah.
And it's like God showed me step by step. So I'm saying, like, for you guys, don't say anything about me. But, you might just want to order something without pork for your own good. People were putting pork in my food and lying about it. And so it caused me to gain some weight. But that's not a sin on my part if somebody tricks me. But like, I've been allowed to go through things to see what happens, and so I know the results. That and like people, like almost everybody's using witchcraft and cursing the food, and there's too much. It'd be like I'd have to make a TV series about just pork and things but this is from God. Like, with all these health problems people have, they might, you can't be lying and cheating and stealing either. But, it's pretty easy not to do those. But if you go out to eat, there's, like, pork everywhere. And it's hidden in gelatin.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure there's pork in a lot of things, but
To do with you, and it doesn't have anything to do with me either. It's spiritual.
Yeah.
It's, as I said, if she moves out and eats her own food, but actually if she lives too close, then Russ or his parents could go into her house, and they tamper with the food in a way you can't really tell, and reseal it. So if she even lives in the same city, this is going to happen. Like, if they can get in, like to watch a dog or something, then all that food, if they invite her over to eat, there's curses and spells on that when you consume it. It's potions. They try to do this to me every day. And actually, I just went to this church where they were serving only pork, and then they had like a little blessing bag too. And I opened it up. There's a Kit Kat and a little Reese's cup. Well, this Reese's cup has been resealed. Like, this is the honest truth. And like, it's close enough. It's close enough that you wouldn't really notice if you're just grabbing it and eating it. But I'm looking at it. There's a rip on the bottom, and it's not closed properly. So who knows what they've done to this? They do this everywhere.
Yeah.
And they do it at businesses
Not they do it at businesses all the time, so you spend more. This is just a mission I did yesterday. And then when people get their karma, they gotta see. So you gotta be careful. I normally don't buy anything. Well, I hardly ever buy anything. And so, like, the soup kitchen had a free clothes area, and that was closed. And then there was a cheap thrift store where it's really cheap here. It's like they had a 25-cent shirts, and like you can get a ton of stuff for like $7. And that was closed, and it was closed the last time. So then I bike home, light turns red, and I turn down a different street. And then I come right across this little thrift store, and I go in. And then, it is the Christian churches. Some are, I don't want to say all, because maybe God's only sending me to the bad ones. But this is what I learned is they are practicing Wicca. They are witches. Anyways, so I go in the thrift store, and there's an old woman that works there, and I know now that she's one of their head witches, because God does this thing where I sneeze when they come near. I'm like allergic to, and I just figured this out because there was a bishop at another church. He comes near and I sneeze, and then this woman came like she came like 10 feet away or so, and I sneezed, and then I sneezed again, and she's like, oh, it's probably, and she tried to explain it away like it was nothing. And then I realized, so all of that happened. I sneeze all the time in these churches. So I sneeze around witchcraft, and that's how God shows me. But this woman, she didn't want me to know. So that means she didn't cast a spell to make me sneeze. God's made me allergic to witchcraft, and then she didn't want to be caught. And then there was a younger employee there. She was being real nice, and she cast a spell on me, and I understood this that evening when I got home. She spoke a spell. Yes, she spoke a spell over me to make me buy stuff. That's what I'm saying. She was so nice and so sweet. And she's like, did you get your stash? She's like, this was a spell. And then I got like 16 pairs of underwear there. Now, luckily, this is not $1,000, you know. It's just little things. But then I went to check out, and the old woman was, she seemed nice, too. But like a lot of the witches are nice. But they are cursing you. Anyways, she was bagging my stuff up, and the younger one took the underwear, and she said, I see you got your stash. And she bagged it up and counted it in front of the older woman, which was the head witch. She showed her. Absolutely, she came up. So she said, did you get your stash? She came up, and she counted it out and bagged it separately and showed it to the older witch, the witchcraft she had done. So, I mean, this is what they do at stores. Notice what they say.
How much did they charge you for all that?
Well, I ended up spending $40, but I got a lot of other stuff. I didn't want to spend, I normally don't spend anything. But I'm trying to think, they actually did have some religious books that were free. I'm trying to think what I got. I got it, because they had shorts half off. And so I got a pair of shorts. I actually got some good stuff that I needed, but then the underwear, I'm like the underwear looked good, but it wasn't like that cheap per pair. It was actually like, the other stuff was pretty cheap, so I got a couple pairs of shoes. Actually, the whole bag was not that large. But, and then I got this thing that you can carry pizza with, so I could put it over my bike handlebar, because that's something I had a problem with before, because a lot of times it wants to go vertical, and then your food gets ruined. They actually had a pizza carrier. I mean, that's crazy. And they had a new drink bottle that looks real nice, like to put on my bike. And then she spoke a spell over me on the underwear, and I didn't even know till that night when I got home what had been done. It was so obvious.
Yeah, no.
Free. So actually, my bike is just a cheap bike from Walmart, but it's a great bike for me because when somebody damages it, they repair it.
Yeah.
I don't have to
Well,
spend
that's good.
$100 to get it fixed every time.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. And I'm sure when I'm rich next year, I can buy a nice bike too. I don't know.
Well, speaking of being rich, did you get a hold of the court or not?
No, I did message him, but I don't think I heard back.
Okay, you sent him a text or a voice message.
Well, I don't know. I gotta check. I gotta check, because I didn't see anything yesterday.
Yeah, I looked up that lawyer's name, and he's online. Apparently, he has a lawsuit.
And she didn't get back to me yet. Maybe she's on vacation.
Yeah, I'll try to pull it up and email it to you. But if I get a chance, I'll do it today or tonight.
Okay. Yeah, but there's some church stuff going on this evening that I'm gonna go to.
Okay. Well, listen.
To do something that it falls into my lap, essentially. But if I try to do it myself, then that's, like, I don't want to say a sin, but that's being disobedient. Because God has a plan. So God has a plan for my life, and if I try to do something else, then I get a smackdown and more stuff happens. It's bad. So since if you email it to me, then I know, oh, I'm probably supposed to do this. But if not, and I go out of my way, it just always fails. Like, I'll send messages, they don't even get to people. So maybe that's happened. Because, like, the military was trying to get me. There's a mile from my house is the military recruiting base, and it's got the Space Force, it's got Navy, it's got Army. I don't know if there's something else there. I just prayed over this to remove their demonic altars, and then they're following me. The whole neighborhood, like, all my neighbors spy on me. They get paid to spy on me. And then the military, they sent someone to be an assassin. I'm not, they can't kill a believer that's obedient to the law. But I felt it, but I don't die. Because the wages of sin are death. And actually, if you read the Bible, there's a lot of stuff that's assumed but not stated in the Bible. There's a lot of stuff that people assume but they don't know. So, Jesus was alive. God took him to heaven and returned him, and he was alive, right? That's what your Bible says. And then he ascended. Well, that ascension does not mean he went back to heaven. That's an assumption. It could mean that, but it doesn't mean that. He might have very well went off and had a family and had a nice place to live.
Okay.
Either you can translate it either way. The thing is, we don't know. But there is an agenda. There is an agenda for those that believe in the blood sacrifice of a virgin. They needed this blood sacrifice. So they will refuse to accept, because the ascension could just be Jesus had a happy life after that. That also is a way to read the Bible.
I'd contact him by email or something, or call and ask if he's the lawyer that's in the court that's handling the disposition of your case.